Welcome back to the 99 Bitcoin YouTube channel. I'm your host, Mark Collin, and today we are talking about the crypto market and where I see it going from here. It's been a very interesting segment of the market the past couple weeks for sure. And there's a lot of uncertainty circulating on where the markets are going from here. Are we going to continue seeing the dip? Are we going to see some price movements in the right direction? It's all up for grabs, and we have a bunch of things I want to cover and share with you guys in this video. Now, before we start, I do gotta ask, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. And remember, guys, we're live right now, so if you're watching live, feel free to drop something in the comment chat. If you're watching the replay, feel free to comment on the actual video, as we're always trying to improve the live stream. So definitely put your comments down below what you think of the market and any questions you have or things you want covered in the actual stream. Also, guys, I do want to ask, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss any live streams just like this. And while you're at it, check out the partner for our channel, Best Wallet. Best Wallet is the best anonymous crypto wallet that lets you create an account without verification, ID, or KYC. Get the most secure and anonymous non-custodial crypto wallet today. Available on Google Play and Apple App Store. Every download supports the channel tremendously. And here's the best part, guys, it's the non-custodial wallet. Especially right now, where the way the markets are going, we're seeing a lot of like dipping and crashing. You might want to get off centralized exchanges. I'm not trying to fearmonger you into using Best Wallet, but definitely try using a non-custodial wallet. Best Wallet just happens to be the partner of our channel. Also, Best Wallet is currently having their own token presale that ends on November 28th. So if you're interested in presale projects, check out Best Wallet's presale token, the best crypto presale. Get the best next gen wallet token of 2025. Presale ends in 5 days at a price of just under 3 cents. It's a special presale price. It should list actually higher than that. If you're interested in buying to the presale, there will be a link in the description box below for your convenience for both the Best Wallet as well as the Best Wallet presale. All right, now to the crypto markets. What the heck is going on? Let's start off with a general overview. Market is down about 0.27%. Okay, we're seeing fear and greed index at 10. Okay, and here's where the part comes concerning: is this is the lowest we've seen it in a year. Okay, yesterday we were at minus 11. Last week we were at minus 16. Last month we were at minus 29. All right. And then when we see the yearly high was 88 extreme greed, and that was November 21st of 2024. So last year, yesterday, pretty much, we were at extreme greed, and now we're in extreme fear. The yearly low, November 20th, 2025. So 2 days ago, minus 11, but it doesn't even count for today being at minus 10, which is bringing us the yearly low. We haven't seen this low in a while, meaning there's been a lot of panic selling in a time where really and truly you should be buying the dip. Okay. Now, I'm not one to tell you when to buy or sell. So even when I'm saying buy the dip, I don't mean to directly say, oh yeah, you guys are stupid if you're not buying the dip. Blah, 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 buy the dip. I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. If you guys already know that. But the point I'm trying to make is, if you're in it for the long haul, this is a phenomenal time to buy. Okay, think about this. When Bitcoin was pumping about approximately 45 days ago, about a month and a half ago, right, early October, up $125,000, people were top lost. People they're buying at the top, right? And again, in hopes it's going to continue to go higher. But again, also with the back of their mind, knowing that there is a potential of it coming down. Again, if you didn't think it was going to come down, that's on you, right? Now, the same asset that people were top lossing at 125 is worth sub $85,000. So $84,500. There's like a $40,000 discrepancy there, right? It's a better time to buy. And again, if you're bullish on Bitcoin long term, like I am, I think we're going to one day see a future where Bitcoin's worth $1 million plus. It's a good time to be buying the dip, right? And again, even if we're going to hypothetically speaking, enter a crypto winter, still phenomenal time to keep buying right now, because yes, it could continue going down, and then you could double down and buy more, right? But, and this is where like my optimism kicks in, is there is a slight chance that we are not entering the crypto winter just yet, right? This could just be the 50% correction we saw happen back in last cycle of 2021. Okay, so what do I mean? Last cycle, we saw Bitcoin reaching a price of about $60,000 before seeing a correction all the way down to like sometime, I think it was 29, so sub $30,000. Okay, 30,000 to be safe. So down 50% in value. Okay, so is there a chance that we're seeing the same thing happen again, right? Because we saw Bitcoin reach a peak price of nearly $125,000. Is there a chance that we see Bitcoin go all the way down to 62,000 before we see the bounce? Now, again, if we do start going down in those levels, it is going to cause a lot of fear and more panic selling, right? Realistically speaking, anytime it dips lower than that, like today's 84, if it goes to, 80, right? 79, people are going to start panic selling. But the smart money whales and investors who've been in the play for a while start buying in the dip, right? So that's just something to consider, that there is a potential. We haven't seen the top just yet. We're just somewhere right over here. And that's where I hope the most, that's where my optimism lies. And guess, because I have this optimism, I've been openly buying the dip. But also, if, let's just say hypothetically speaking, we are over here, right? So past the peak, right? Personally speaking, I'm comfortable riding this wave out of like 2-3 years, right? Because again, I only invest money I'm willing to lose. And what I basically mean by that is, when I get paid, the rent gets paid, the bills get paid, and then the money that's left that I don't need to survive, the fun money, extra money, goes into my investing, right? And that's how you grow your portfolio over time, right? And you try to invest in some smarter things, so it doesn't just, it's not all gambling, right? Like Bitcoin, for example, right? Just keep chucking away slowly at it. So even if it goes down, even if it is the end, I think we're still in a good position, because I'll continue buying the dip, especially if we see it sub 60,000. Keep buying the dip, and then 4 or 5 years from now, 10 years from now, Bitcoin's at $1 million. You got a couple Bitcoins, you're chilling, you're starting to use your Bitcoin, and so on and so forth. Okay, now that was just a whole little side tangent we take on. What is Michael Saylor saying? Michael Saylor reaffirming unwavering Bitcoin conviction amid MSCI scrutiny. Michael Saylor reiterates his company's long-term conviction in Bitcoin despite potential removal from MSCI indices. Saylor emphasized, no passionate vehicle or holding company can match our operations. MSCI classification doesn't define strategy's mission. They remain committed to building the world's first digital monetary institution on foundation of sound money and financial innovation. Okay, cool. We're seeing a lot of Bitcoin related news as well. We see crypto mining keeps growing, but many Bitcoin miners are still stuck with unstable earnings. Okay, we're seeing 3 altcoins showing strength. Bitcoin's doing low 80K. We're seeing Zcash, which has been pumping. Pi has been pumping as well. Whitebait's been pumping. I also made a video talking about 3 coins that were pumping. I think it was 2 days ago. So again, that's something. We see billionaire Ray Dalio reveals BTC allocation, says BTC not ready for reserve role. During CNBC interview, the hedge fund billionaire revealed that he still has about 1% of his portfolio in Bitcoin. However, he raises some issues with the flagship crypto, which he believes will hinder its adoption as a reserve currency. Meanwhile, Dalio suggests that Bitcoin has structural problems limiting its scope as a global reserve asset. He pointed to traditional transparency as a major limitation and suggested that significant governments will not adopt systems that record activity in public and permanent manner. This is unsuited as a base for international monetary reserves, he added, and they have the article that continues. So again, it's always been a mixed opinion from top traders, right? Especially from, like, come from traditional finance, whether they believe in the adoption of crypto or not. But the matter of reality is, it is coming, right? We also seen it was announced a couple of days ago that India is going to have their own stable coin set to launch in Q1 of 2026. Now, why is this interesting? Is if the government rolls out their very own um, stablecoin and launched in 2021, shows some layer of conviction. Okay, India launches rupee backed ARC stablecoin by Q1 of 2026. Right. So again, I don't necessarily think this relates to the part, and this was explained to in my last crypto market update video. Is the markets are shifting in a very interesting direction, and the more of this we see, where like large companies like Saylor, for example, buying in Bitcoin dips, we're seeing ETFs going live, XRP, right? When we start seeing these moves, it's like, wait, if the markets are done, the big money would be out first. It's a reality. When big money keeps going double down, so it's one or two reasons, right? If you want to be a real conspiracy theorist, are they just putting up these articles and news and stuff to really just get the final blow? Or do they just see something we're not, right? You go one of two ways, and both opinions you take, like both stances you take, could be looked at as like, maybe this person, has a little bit too much optimism, right? So yeah, basically India prepares to launch its rupee backed ARC stablecoin in the first quarter of Q6 2026 or Q1 in 2026. So I don't know why I said Q6. After years of testing digital payments, CBDCs, and blockchain systems, this move marks a clear step towards a future where regulators stablecoins both domestic and international financial activity. Okay, a new phase of digital money for India. Again, if I'm not mistaken, they banned crypto at a certain point. This was a while ago. So again, they're starting to get more and more open to the idea. Okay, now this is big as well for the market. Okay, Grayscale launches Dogecoin and XRP ETFs. After the Dogecoin ETF wasn't going so great, looks like Wall Street decides to double down, and now it's going on the New York Stock Exchange. So Grayscale receives New York Stock Exchange approval for first major altcoin ETFs. Grayscale's and Dogecoin and XRP's ETFs scheduled to start trading November 24th, which is this upcoming Monday. ETFs provide regulated platform access for institutional investors. Grayscale's Dogecoin and XRP ETFs have gained New York Stock Exchange approval, set to launch on Monday, November 24th, making the first dual listing of a major altcoin ETFs on a US exchange. Okay, so again, very, very bullish, and this is very, very good for both Dogecoin and XRP and the overall market as a whole, right? We're starting to see more and more exposure, more and more ETF, more and more institutional money. This is a direction we love to see the market go, right? And if we continue this direction, it's only going to get better, more exposure, especially a time like this. Because if we're going to see this kind of momentum in the crypto winter, I would love to see what happens during the next bull run, right? Again, right? And that is, again, if we are entering a crypto winter, so you can just keep that in mind as well. But again, I just have to present all the news on both sides, right? In terms of trading category, we're seeing Bitcoin Cash up over 11%, trading in the number one spot. I have a dedicated video for Bitcoin Cash coming out later today. So if you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button down below so you can watch that video. In terms of World Liberty Financial, up over 18% on the day as well, trading at the number 2 spot. We're seeing Trump coin also up 2%. Looks like the Trump family cryptocurrencies just continue to just have this green wave. Now, in terms of Bitcoin Cash, on the day up over 11%. Again, I have a whole video dedicated to this coming out, but we're seeing a lot of smart money flowing into this one as well. We're seeing that companies are starting to invest, which starting to make this one look interesting. I also made a dedicated video coming out for World Liberty Financial later today as well. Even down over 53% on the all-time. On the month, up 15%, where most cryptocurrencies are in the red. This is a phenomenal time. Now, I want to also take a look at XRP and ETH before we move on to some of the meme coins that we got to cover on this live. Now, for XRP, we'll keep it short and sweet. XRP is about to get their Dogecoin or alongside Dogecoin ETF on Monday. So that's pretty bullish. It's down over 20% on the month, 40% on the week, and about 1% on the day. Potential ETF could help rebound. We see breakout attempt after sharp reversal. So again, looks like the technicals are looking interesting as well. Again, the turnaround for this could be pretty insane. So again, I'd be watching XRP closely. And same with Ethereum. Both, again, fantastic buying opportunities. Again, Ethereum down nearly 50% from the top. Okay. So again, that is a very bullish signal. But again, a reversal could be imminent, right? However, it could, of course, keep going down. So I don't want to, but that looks pretty good. We're also seeing Ethereum upgrade signifies new era of value accrual. So we're seeing Fidelity Digital Assets highlights that ETH's Fusuka upgrade marks a decisive shift towards more economical, coherent, and strategical aligned roadmap scheduled for December 2025. The Fusuka upgrades both ETH consensus and execution layers, consolidating development around scalability, usability, and value for ETH. So again, pretty cool there. Again, they continue to develop, continue to grow, and again, these are the signs we want to see for long-term growth of ETH and of the crypto markets. And again, in terms of utility, right? You could argue that it is one of the most bullish ones, right? Like Ethereum has the highest chance of growth. Okay, now in terms of mainstream media, mainstream news, we're seeing a lot of coverage for what's going on. Bitcoin heading for the worst month since crypto collapse of 2022. What a flippin' headline. Maybe I should title the live stream that Bitcoin heading for the worst month since the crypto collapse of 2020. Like, it's just pure fear mongering, right? But it's factual. It is heading that way, but again, it just sounds, so airy fairy, like since 2022. Like, we've seen corrections this year as well, but it's interesting to say the least. The way that the market makers move is just very interesting. Why crypto's having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad month. Okay, that one's cringe. That one was good. That one's just cringe. I don't see that myself. That one's just cringe. But why Bitcoin's brutal drop from an October record high is now a critical barometer. Okay, we're seeing a lot of opinions forming around crypto and Bitcoin in mainstream media. Sometimes the mainstream media is a good way to navigate. And it's interesting to say the least. I've been taking my personal strategy, right? And obviously it's not financial advice, but when people zig, I like to zag. And what I mean by that is when I see a lot of these market makers and people in the news and people in general saying, "Oh, the crypto crash is here, the it's over, it's like we missed the top, yada yada yada." I'm like, yo, maybe they're telling, like, they're just fear mongering me right now. Everyone's selling, I want to buy the dip, right? And again, also, like I said, if you're only investing money you're willing to lose, like you're not investing money that you absolutely need to survive, it doesn't matter. I'm in it for the long haul. I'm not telling you to day trade Bitcoin right now. I'm not telling you buy today at 84 and sell tomorrow at 86, right? That would be a whole nother conversation, right? But if you're interested in just buy and hold, which again, I'm imagining a lot of people are, especially for Bitcoin and Ethereum and XRP, maybe even some of the blue chip meme coins, you know, it's a long game. And if it's a long game, it doesn't really matter. It's actually a fantastic time to buy. That's why we're continuing to deliver news here on this channel. Now, also, guys, I want to take a mention on some meme coins I've been watching. Okay, I want to start things off with number one is Bitcoin Hyper. Now, if you're subscribed to the channel, you know I've covered Bitcoin Hyper many times in the past before. They're offering 41% staking reward for those who buy into the pre-sale, and they've raised over $28.3 million. Guys, when Bitcoin first started crashing, they were raising over $100,000 a day. One day specifically, they raised over $500,000. Okay, that's all verifiable on the blockchain. They have raised over 3 million, and in 1 day 3 hours actually set to increase their price. If you want to buy the lowest price, you can buy right now with card or crypto, as this pre-sale project is bringing something crazy to Bitcoin. This one's called Bitcoin Hyper. It is the fastest Bitcoin layer 2 chain, offering scalability and speed to Bitcoin. Bitcoin Hyper official pre-sale. Bitcoin Hyper finally unlocks fast and cheap Bitcoin transactions. This unleashes the true power of Bitcoin, payments, meme coins, and dApps. So again, very, very cool that they're bringing that L2 technology. We've seen other L2s in the past before, reach upwards of $1 billion valuation. So again, this could become $1 billion token as well. We could be really looking at the next 50 to 60x easily. So if you're interested in buying the pre-sale, you can check it out. Link in the description box below. Now, on the pre-sale side of things, on this channel, we love crypto pre-sale projects. It is a great way to get into projects without facing volatility in the market. Another pre-sale we've been watching very closely is Pepe Node. Now, this one's very cool because this is also a pre-sale, but it's a mine to earn meme coin, okay? Pepe Node lets you build your own virtual meme coin mining rig where you can buy nodes, build your server room, and combine nodes for huge bonuses. They raised over $2.1 million in a pre-sale, and in just 1 day, they're just set to have their next price increase. And again, every pre-sale website does this, where they just keep like raising the price. This is just to create FOMO, but also to incentivize people to invest in early. So you have that incentive. Plus, they're offering 592% staking reward. Definitely take advantage of that. You're not gonna find staking like this anywhere else. Pepe Node brings you gamified meme coin mining to the masses. No physical computing power required. Pepe Node allows you to build a customized meme coin mining rig in your own virtual server room. More nodes equals more meme coins, which is pretty cool. So you start off in this empty server room. You can start adding your nodes, your nodes. You buy more nodes and combine them for better bonuses, and you can also sell your nodes, which adds that gamified element. Okay, last and final pre-sale project I've been pretty bullish for is Maxi Doge. Again, if you're a subscriber, we cover a lot of Dogecoin content. Yeah, why not? Because Elon Musk's favorite Doge. And now Maxi Doge wants to be the maxified version. Maxi Doge trades on 1000x leverage. No stop loss. Feel the maxi pump. They raised over $4.1 million in this pre-sale project, which just goes to show how much people just believe in memes, even in a market like this. And 2 days and 11 hours are set to increase their price. If you're interested in buying, you can just connect your wallet to the website. You swap all your crypto for Maxi Doge. They also offer staking, Maxi contests, and partner events, which is a little bit offers some utility to the community. Now, guys, that pretty much wraps up the stream. So again, we covered a lot in a nutshell. We took a look at what the heck's going on in the market. We took a look at what's happening to some of the top alts. We took a look at what's going on with Bitcoin, and then we looked at some meme coins and pre-sale projects. What's a general consensus or the consensus? Where do I see the market going from here? Like I said, one of two things. There's a chance we could be entering into winter. I just personally don't think we are just yet. Personally, my personal opinion, I personally think that we're going to see a 50% correction, and then we're going to see a pump similar to what we saw in 2021, or perhaps maybe even we just consolidate in the 84 to 80 range longer term, just because institutional money is there. I know the institutional money did sell a lot, like they did dump a lot, but again, for the most part, they are still there. So that's something to remain bullish for. But again, at this point, only time will tell where the market goes from here. But guys, remember, like always, none of this is financial advice. Always do your own research and due diligence before investing any money in the cryptos we cover on this channel, as I'm not a financial advisor, and this is definitely not financial advice. Again, guys, if you're enjoying these live streams, again, we try to do 2 to 3 live streams every single week. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss out a single stream. And also, like I said, if you're watching the replay, comment down below what you guys want to see in the stream. If you want to see something different, or if we should just keep going the way we're going. Okay, but guys, that wraps up the stream, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.